last part of this week's series where we're talking about the future of the big three. I'm joined by the two greatest guys in gaming that I know.
Well, you might not know a lot of people in gaming then.
No, I don't. That's a fact. We already established that. Whenever you're ready, Pete.
I am.
Whenever you're ready. The rest of us and everybody at YouTube are waiting.
Hi, what's going on?
I'm joined by the two greatest guys in gaming. To my far left, I have the biggest Zelda... Or straight ahead, whichever way. Right now I'm facing them, so far left.
Jazz hands.
I have the biggest Zelda fan in the world. If you don't believe me, he has a tattoo of the Triforce on his right arm, ladies and gentlemen.
And the
Master Sword in his pants. It's Mr. Jeremy Bird.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Biggest Zelda fan in the world, coming at you once again. Ow. Powered up.
And behind me over here. And behind me right over here, I have Mr. I'm Wondering himself with the fedora cap in tow. It's Mr. Peter Anderson.
What's going on, guys?
And I have the greatest ponytail in the business. I also only do everything. It is fabulous, I know, and I am fabulous, I know. I'm Nicholas De Jesus.
Unless you're that one guy.
Unless I'm the one guy, or two guys, or three guys, or five guys.
The douchebag in the channel.
I kind of want five guys now.
You ever been to Five Guys?
Oh God, I love it.
Is it good? I've never been.
I love it. It's fucking.
Where's there a new one?
There's one over in Hackensack.
Right? I'm good.
Yeah, there's one over there. You know where the Staples and the Home Depot are?
Yeah, okay, I'm with you.
Right inside of that same area.
Really?
Yeah, right next to the Home Depot, a little way down, a little closer
by the haircut place. There's a haircut place.
Across the way. There's
Are we talking about food or video games? Come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where the Home Depot is on that same strip right there. It's kind of hidden.
I might want to go there tomorrow.
Yeah,
when I go pick up my baseball mitt.
It's absolutely delicious. I love Five Guys. Anyway, here's the thought. Microsoft, stop riding the coattails of Sony. It seems like everything Sony does, Microsoft follows suit and tries to do. Am I wrong about this?
I agree.
Or does it seem like everybody at Microsoft is just watching Sony to see what they do and going, we can do that better?
Well, you tried.
What are your examples?
Example, Scorpio. Project Scorpio. It really seems like last year we got the information about the Neo coming out, or not the Neo, not last year, but earlier in the year we got the information about the potential 4K and the Neo and what that might entail. And then Microsoft heard rumors and like, yeah, but we can do something like that better. Of course we can. We're Microsoft. We make computers for a living. And then they fucking decided, oh, he's Scorpio. Yeah, we just pulled that name out of our ass. But yeah, sure, why not?
But then my argument to you is the Xbox S. The Slim.
Well, that I feel is completely not part of them following suit. That's just what all consoles do. All consoles come out with the Slim.
Except for Nintendo.
All consoles come out with the Slim.
Sony
really? There was no PlayStation 3 Slim.
I'm not saying
there wasn't two. There wasn't two versions.
PlayStation 4.
They don't need to announce it. It's coming out. We all know as video game players that there is a Slim version of every console coming out. It always happens. It always will happen. We get it. Nintendo doesn't join to the fucking party. Thank you.
Maybe if you watch Wednesday's episode, you'll know what we mean.
But we always know that there's a Slim. Microsoft announcing it was like, hey, we also have a fucking Slim. Who cares? I don't give a shit about your Slim. I don't give a flying fuck about your Slim. It was like they said the Slim to throw off the scent that Scorpio was coming.
Swerve. No.
That's what I feel like. I feel like it was a swerve for them to be like, oh yeah, the Slim's coming out, and then everybody's like, oh, I guess they're not doing a Project Neo, and then Microsoft was like, no, but yeah, there is a Project Neo, it's called Scorpio, and then they shot it out there, and everybody was like, oh, okay, yeah, they are doing the same exact thing Sony's doing. Okay, that makes sense. Now I feel comfortable and safe. Like I don't get why Microsoft keeps on following suit. Like, Microsoft said Xbox One will always be on and will always be able to listen to you and use voice commands. Sony said it's not always on. It does do voice commands and it can recognize your face. And Microsoft was like, no, it's not always on. I'm sorry, that's not what I meant.
Here's my case in point.
I didn't mean that we were spying on you. I just meant that, like you can turn it on with your voice. That's all we it's voice activated is what we meant to say. And then fucking Sony starts getting Call of Duty and they're like, no, but listen, we got Battlefield 1. Like, we got somebody to replace it. We also have a shooter still. Don't worry. Like, it just feels like a lot of things that Microsoft does has always been riding on the coattails. This generation cycle. I think last generation cycle, it was the opposite way. But
but of course, if you're in the lead, you're going to want to follow suit to that.
No.
Yeah,
Do
absolutely.
something different. Be different. That's the only way you're going to get a different result.
Nintendo tries to be different. Tell me how that works out.
Well, they need to be different from who the fuck they are. They just need to be different a different way. I'm just saying, like,
Different a different way. How's that work?
but
I caught you motherfucker.
no, because the fucking HoloLens was a fantastic fucking idea. I thought it was fucking amazing, but they backed out of it because they were afraid that VR was going to shoot the HoloLens down. But not necessarily, not if you did it right. Not if you played with the concept the right way. People could be excited about the HoloLens, about a fucking Covenant busting through their living room and you shooting it down. Like, they could have been excited about something like that, but you failed to deliver on that promise. You failed to deliver on putting Minecraft on my table. Now, what do I think of you as a consumer?
Oh, it's great. It's a great system. It's a great game.
Yeah, like, I don't think of you as a fucking person that can keep their word now as a consumer, because I wanted to put Minecraft wherever the fuck I wanted it to be. I wanted to be able to look at my fridge and see my calendar. I wanted those things, and you were the only person that was going to do it, and you backed out because fucking VR seems to be the way of the future. Like, really? You're the ones that can afford to take the fucking risks, and you're not doing it? You have your hands in so many more pockets than Sony does, and you're not willing to fucking take the risk? What does that say about you?
Well, if you think about it, did PlayStation 4 come out first and then Xbox, or was it the other way around?
I thought it was the same time.
Same time. No, PlayStation was out first.
Yeah, because I'm saying it's like PlayStation comes out, it's like, here's our all-in-one system. Xbox comes out, oh, here's our all-in-one system. It's like, come on, guys.
Yeah, I just feel like
They did it last generation, like you said, Nick. You had Xbox 360 come out, then PlayStation 3 came out, and Xbox 360 was like, all right, here's that. Now we have the slim version of this. And PlayStation was like, well, we did it first, so here's our slim version. Oh, it's not small enough for you? Here's our even smaller version.
Yeah, but there was a whole bunch of things that like Xbox came out with a vengeance when they came out with the 360. They came out and they said, we don't just have a 360. That's not what we have. We have a gaming experience. And they showed you what they meant by that, by putting out Xbox Live, by having the 360, by having voice chat, by having chat boards, by having not the Kinect, but having but by having this entire network
community
that rose from them having the Xbox 360. So the experience of the 360 wasn't in the 360 itself. It was intangible. It was a manifestation of what became of having that kind of technology available to us. And Microsoft jumped on that opportunity and seized it and fucking destroyed Sony with that. And then Sony fucking got fucking religion and realized, hey, we need to have a chat. We need to have this. We need to have that. And they slowly started to do better and better during that generation. And you saw...
towards the end.
Not towards the end, but you saw where the PlayStation 4 was going to come out ahead. You could see it happening. The issue is that PlayStation might have been riding their coattails, but eventually they fucking caught up.
Yeah.
Do you feel that Microsoft...
I feel like Microsoft isn't going to catch up and surpass them. I feel like Microsoft is always going to be chasing tail at this point. I don't see the same tech in their hands as I saw in Sony's hands. And nobody saw it in Sony's hands, but there was no precedent for that in a way, right? Because anybody that tried to catch up with Nintendo failed, right? Sega failed, Atari failed. And then Sony came out, and now Nintendo was chasing Sony. And then Microsoft came out, and now Nintendo was chasing Microsoft and Sony, and Microsoft was chasing Sony. And then 360 came out, and Sony was chasing Microsoft. And then, like, there's been no precedent of somebody retaking the throne. You know what I'm saying? There hasn't been a precedent of somebody retaking the throne. So Sony came back out and retook the throne. So how can Microsoft come back from that? Can they retake the throne again? Like, because they had the throne, and now we're going to try to retake it. I mean, nobody's letting Nintendo anywhere near that throne right now. They're not. They're just fucking like, okay, yeah, go ahead, play with your fucking...
Game of Thrones?
Go ahead, enjoy your ice cream.
Out of here, Pete.
But But I don't know. I think we spend way too much time on this.
We always do.
Even though this whole discussion's about Microsoft expectations.
I just feel like Microsoft needs to stop riding the coattails of Sony. That's how I feel. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
See you in this episode.
Yeah, we'll see you in this episode. If you didn't know, this is the greatest games cast in all of Albion, all of Mushroom Kingdom. It's in the fucking title. Why didn't I know where Mario came from? I don't understand. It's in our introduction.
That's funny as hell.
And all the past, present, and future locations and the shitty, not so shitty, maybe shitty, who cares? They're coming out with a movie. Why would I care about that or mention it? Because it's free advertising for you guys. Series of Assassin's Creed. We're three friends who bring you shows every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I know. I was like trying to get my hand up. The table's a little awkward, all right? I'm not used to the table quite so much yet. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We also bring you special Let's Plays on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and from time to time, live streams, including our To a Console Near You on Sundays. And here, and on blogtalkradio.com/fillingthevoidrn at 7 p.m. on Sundays. Eastern Time, where we bring you the greatest news in gaming and a bunch of other caveats that we have prepared.
The releases for the week.
Yep, and the top news of the week.
And the topic.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm here for you.
I know you are. If that sounds like something that might be interesting to you, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and share our beautiful faces with your beautiful friends. And now, onto the topic at hand, which is the same thing as the, here's a thought. Microsoft!
So I'm wondering, what are spatula Let's Plays?
What?
You said spatula Let's Plays. What are those?
Yeah.
Did I say spatula?
Yes, you did.
I did? It's spatula, alright. It's a Petism. How's that?
I like the way you think.
Like the way you move. No.
So on to Microsoft. We saw a lot of good things come out of them for E3, right? I mean, I think we all kind of had a consensus of they did okay. They didn't do phenomenally. They did okay.
I thought they did great.
You would.
Of course you would. You're a Microsoft fanboy that pretends to be a Sony fanboy. If Microsoft had a handheld, you would have bought that.
That's all right.
No, it's not.
Took us 6 years to buy a fucking Vita.
If Microsoft had a handheld, you would have bought that. Actually, which brings me to the first topic I want to say about Microsoft. Everybody has a handheld. Why doesn't Microsoft?
Why would they make a handheld?
Why wouldn't they?
Because they're concentrating on getting back into the console race.
The closest thing they have is the Windows phones, which has connection with Xbox. That's the closest thing they have.
That's the closest thing they have is the Windows phones that have the Xbox Live on it. But you can't play the same games.
No.
It's not like
you can browse it and be like, oh, I can play this one. I can only play this.
But any app can do that. I can do that on my phone. Like I have a web page where I can access the same thing. So I don't understand what. But I'm talking about a committed gaming device that's mobile that is not tethered to a home entertainment system.
Well, they make computers, so why not? That's what my question.
They should, right? They make computers. They make tablets. They make the programs for those computers and tablets. They make phones. Why not a portable
Do you think there's money in
gaming
development?
device? I would hope so.
Because the only thing I'm thinking is they look at the Vita,
Okay?
and they're like, well, that's Sony. They are big boys, and they're not delivering. The Vita's great. We love our Vitas.
Yeah.
But for most people, not everybody loves their Vitas. Not everybody buys a Vita. So they're like, if Sony can't hack it in the handheld space, why would we even bother?
But Nintendo can. So why wouldn't they bother? If they defeated Nintendo in the console wars, why can't they defeat the Nintendo in the handheld wars?
Well, ask Sony that.
I don't know. I think Sony's big problem with the Vita was marketing. I think that if they marketed that better, they
would have. The marketing for that was so stupid.
Yeah,
it was like, what was it like?
It was like fucking voice chatting on my PlayStation Vita. What the fuck do I care about voice chatting for? It's a fucking gaming system, douchebag.
Was it that, or was it the new PlayStation Portable where you could hold the screen up to something and fight in the real world with game graphics.
Oh, the fucking the
Virtual.
the augmented reality shit,
Yeah.
the HoloLens basically. It was the HoloLens on your fucking hands, like you.
Was that the Vita or
fucking
was that
reality fighter? Yeah, the reality
I
fighter.
played the demo of it. I was
I
like,
saw that, I'm
where the
like-
hell are these guys? I'm in my bathroom. I just see them on the floor, like fucking flying around. I was like,
Like-
what is going
I'll be
on?
gentle, but I saw it and I'm like, I literally see them holding up like
Yeah,
this, and
you
it's like,
could-
and I'm like, what the fuck?
Don't
are
worry,
you
you're
doing?
not his fiance.
Yeah,
you can handle it.
you could put that. There's a game called Reality Fighters on the PS Vita, and basically, I can start a fight and then like point the camera at this book, and the fighters will sit on the book fighting each other.
They kind of, in a way, took it from Nintendo with their 3DS. Basically, you could snap a picture of your face and actually shoot at your own head as you're playing.
Yeah, that's cute and all, but I'm just saying, like, there's no reason to fucking try to fucking tell me that I can voice chat. And the other part that I think was a fucking major failure was marketing that as a mobile device and not a gaming device.
They did actually.
Right? So you had that fucking coming out in AT&T stores, and the only place you can buy it was AT&T stores, and the only place that you can get a contract that would support the fucking broadband on it was AT&T stores. So it was like, now only AT&T fucking people can play video games now? Is that what you're saying?
No.
You can't pick a side when it's something like that, right? You can't say only people that are on AT&T are better gamers, right? Only people that fucking subscribe to Verizon are better gamers. Like that, you can't do that. So if you're gonna unleash that into the market, you have to have a contract with everybody. So that's a bad marketing strategy. Saying, oh, only AT&T. We're gonna only do it on AT&T or Singular,
Yeah,
whatever you want
I
to
remember
fucking
that now.
call
I'm
them.
like, when? I'm like, what the hell?
Whatever name that they decide that they're gonna fucking go with this year. So I think that the Vita's problem was entirely marketing, which, to be honest, Microsoft doesn't have the best strategy in marketing, right? I'm spying. Like, it's just not, it's not. You know, like, they just don't necessarily have the best strategy. They did it wonderfully with Xbox 360, but I think they kind of, like, struck gold without realizing they had diamonds,
Yeah.
kind of thing. I don't know.
I think the expectation for Microsoft in a
The
whole,
expectation?
the expectation, is that they have a great fall lineup, I think. Another great fall lineup. You have Gears of War 4, which looks amazing. I'm sorry, but I cannot
That's
wait
all
to play
right,
that
but it's
game.
another Gears game.
But so?
It's another Gears game.
Metal Gear Solid is just another Metal Gear
Yeah,
Solid.
another
you're
Gears
right.
game.
It was another Metal Gear Solid, and I did not appreciate that it was just another Metal Gear Solid game.
But for some people, it's just how it is.
No, nobody enjoyed Metal Gear Solid 6. Or
6?
5, whatever. They won't enjoy 6. They're definitely not going to enjoy 6. They're definitely going to hate 6. But, like, nobody really enjoyed Metal Gear Solid 5. There wasn't some, like, worldwide acclaim for Metal Gear Solid 5. Only the reviewers were like, oh, this is great. That's
like Kojima
those are the
last
only people. Everybody else who played the game was just like, this gets boring after a while.
I end up returning.
Yeah, this gets absolutely boring after a while. So it's another Metal Gear game. Like, if you're gonna reboot a franchise over and over again, it's the same reason why Call of Duty's going to space. Because now, by putting it in space, it's not just another Call
Yeah,
of
but
Duty
you have
game.
new characters, you have a new story afterwards. Yes, it's still Gears of War, but it's something that is not just...
Excuse me.
Bless you. It's like
Damn
God
right I'm blessed.
It's like God of War.
Shut him up. You were like, wow, I wasn't expecting that.
It was like God of War is now in Norse mythology, you know, instead of being Greek
Yes,
mythology.
but he doesn't have his fucking
Change.
Chains of Chaos
Yeah,
anymore.
but
Now he's
Gears
got
of War.
Now he's got an axe.
Yeah.
Like, they changed it. They did something different.
But Gears will be changed.
Nah.
It's different
Nah. It's gonna
developers.
be-
It's gonna be changed.
Fucking, if I see a chainsaw and a gun, that's it. There's gonna be a chainsaw and a gun, bro.
If I see
that's evil,
Kratos
yeah.
yelling, it's gonna be a God of War game. Calliope! No, but I feel like with Gears coming out, Horizon 3, Halo Wars 2, if you're a big RTS guy,
No.
But like, it's a great lineup like last year. But I fear for Microsoft is next holiday. I want to be playing Sea of Thieves. When am I going to be playing Sea of Thieves? You know, what's the big game, first party game that's coming out next year? Is it going to be Sea of Thieves from Rare? No. It's not going to be a Halo game. It's not going to be a Gears game. What would you have from Microsoft? It's not going to be a Remedy game because Remedy just came out with Quantum Break and they're going to be gone for fucking 8 years again. what's Microsoft going to bring to the table? Yes, Microsoft's giving all these great things, backwards compatibility. Hey, look, Comic Jumper just came. Fallout New Vegas just came to backwards compatibility. But after this holiday season, now I could be wrong because I said that last year, even though I knew Gears was coming, but what's going to be coming after? Yeah, you have your Forza Horizon,
See, I'm not worried about what
Motorsport
they're going to do
7.
next year. I think by the time next year comes, it's too late for Microsoft to do anything.
I agree, because
Once next year comes and VR has taken a foothold, I think either Microsoft hits it out of the park or they failed, and that's it. I think now you wait for the next console generation to pick up where you left off. I think that VR is going to be their fucking ace in the hole. I think since Microsoft has the best of both worlds, they have a computer division and a gaming division that all focuses on gaming essentially. That's where the money is right now when it comes to computers and any kind of entertainment is all gaming. So I think being that they have desktops that are already out there on the market and they have a console that's already out there on the market, by merging the two and giving you the best of both worlds by providing a spectacular VR experience, they're going to destroy Sony. I think that's going to be the next cycle generation, and that's what they need to focus on. That's what I feel. I feel like they're fucking putting all their eggs in that basket, because that's, to me, when I watched their conference at E3, that felt like the most potent and powerful part of their E3. We have all these developers that are talking about the experience of having a conversation with us on the concept of VR. They're not even talking about the console yet. They're just saying these guys seem like they're fucking talking about the right type of shit. They seem like they know what the fuck the developers want. Like, that was the extent of that, and that was the most palpable that I felt, was like, this is a really intimate experience where I'm talking to every developer face to face, and they're all telling me this is what we wanted when we said that we wanted VR. Every single one of them. It's powerful, it's robust, it's flexible, it's this, it's that, it has the RAM, it has the processing speed, blah, 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 blah. Like, they listened to what us developers said, and they fucking knocked it out of the park. And we didn't even expect to see something like this. I think that's going to be their little ace in the hole. I hope. If it's not, then forget this cycle. Forget this cycle and forget regaining the throne. It's not going to happen.
At least this cycle.
No, even the next cycle. Because I feel like the next cycle of gaming is going to be VR entirely. I feel like the next cycle...
I think you're always going to have a controller in your hand.
Yeah, you will.
I hope so, because...
Yeah, you will have a controller in your hand, but the screen is going to be attached to your glasses. It's not about the controller, it's about the screen. The screen
I think
is
it's
where
still
VR
going to be
is.
an option.
No. I think the next cycle generation is going to go full VR. The more separated these companies can get us, the more fucking happy they'll be. It's going to be VR. The next cycle generation is going to be VR.
But I kind of disagree with what you said, Pete. You think, okay, they had a good fall lineup. I agree. Was it a decent press conference? No. It was lackluster.
I thought it was...
So lackluster. It was
they announced games that's coming 6 months to 18 months out, when Sony did not really announce any games. The only release date that we got was Last Guardian, and my God, if we didn't get one from that. Like,
that would have been it, but...
But you have Microsoft being like, these are games that are going to be playing in the next 6 months to a year and a half. Gears of War, Sea of Thieves, all these games, they're coming, and God, are they fun. And seeing Sea of Thieves, I cannot wait. You guys saw how great it's going to be. You know, seeing all these different games, you know, I'm excited. But, like I said, my biggest thing is, VR is a big thing for Microsoft. Of course, they have to. And with them being with Oculus and Facebook, it's going to be power. If they can't do it with these resources, then you're right. It's done. They're done. I don't think they're going to be done for next console generation in 3-4 years, but I think they will be done as it stands with this one if they can't get the VR to work. But I think that the expectations is hopefully VR works, and hopefully you have games to announce after your Gears comes out, and give me a new IP. You know, Recore looks cool, but that's not what I expected. Give me something.
I disagree again. Like, here's the deal. I know...
Hi, Nick.
No, with him, for once.
Why? He disagrees with me.
you're like, oh, VR is gonna be the next cycle and everything. You know what happens if VR becomes the next cycle? We end up like the fucking guys on Wall-E. That's what fucking happens. No, okay.
Yeah.
I'm the
That's
oldest
the best
one.
way to get us into spaceships and off of this planet.
I'm the oldest one in this group. I've seen VR come around in the early '90s. It was brought back again in the late
I thought Nick
'90s.
was the oldest. Sorry.
But to me, VR is just a fucking extra peripheral. Okay.
It's not gonna be for the next one.
I don't want it to.
This
VR
is
is not
gonna be-
going to happen. They've been
Yeah,
trying for decades. It's
No.
not going to happen.
No,
I'm
they
curious. What do you
Not,
think? Is
not
Nick
with
right?
this kind of technology.
No
Mike.
Let us know
way.
in the comments.
Not with this kind of technology. Now it's portable and doesn't have to sit on a fucking desk so you put your face to it.
Now here's the deal: if
You
VR
can wear it.
becomes
It's
the next,
wearable technology.
yeah, if it wants to be
It'll
wearable,
only
it can't.
get-
It can't
it'll-
weigh fucking 40 pounds on my fucking head.
It'll
That's to end
only
up being a
get
pair of
thinner.
glasses, or it
Well,
ends up
I'm
being.
loving this.
That's the
Remember what cell phones used to look like?
Yeah, here's the
Okay.
thing. You know where
It'll
cell phones
only
are gonna
get
go?
thinner. It'll only
You know
get
where
thinner.
cell phones are gonna go from here? Right in your fucking arm. It's gonna be like, no, you don't
Yeah.
buy it. The implant in your fucking arm.
And
Fuck
your
that.
VR will be implanted in your eyeball.
Fuck that.
I'm telling you right
Not
now.
near my fucking
it's
face, no.
Fucking, it's going.
VR is not the
yes,
way.
it
It
is.
looks cool. It looks.
Yes, it
Oh,
is.
this.
It's a
It
big
will.
fucking flash in the
No,
pan.
It will.
It
it's
is.
not a big flash.
the
Are you
best-
stupid?
No,
This
it's
is the
not
best
a flash
way to
in
end
the
this
pan.
Yes,
week's
it
episode.
is.
If you think VR is a flash in the pan, then you're highly delusional.
It's been brought back
You're
14 fucking times
No,
and
it
it
hasn't.
fails
Not
every
the
time.
same way. Not the same way. Not what we're seeing now. It's, Virtual Boy was nowhere near the
I'm not talking
capability
about
of what we're
Virtual
talking
Boy.
about now. Then what other console are you talking about?
No console. It's just every time I've heard VR come
What
back. if it's-
VR?
The,
You mean that fucking big ass fucking room you had to go to at the mall?
no, the fucking old school arcade stuff way back.
The
in
big
day.
ass fucking arcade shit
Yeah,
you
that
had
was
to
supposed
go
to be the
to.
future of
You
gaming.
had to
You know what happened?
Accompanied an entire fucking room. This is household entertainment. Whenever it gets into the household, it suddenly becomes phenomenal.
We'll see.
HD wasn't big until it got to the household, but it was always prevalent in the movie theater. Always. But you couldn't put that in your home. It wasn't until you bring it to the household, it became a massive conglomerate of a concept. Now everybody wants to broadcast in HD.
Yeah,
it
what
never
about,
happened.
What about 3D TVs?
What about 3D TV?
They flop. They're not
yeah,
around.
but that's not the same experience.
That's still trying to go to reality,
no,
dude.
they didn't want you to wear glasses. I'm telling you right now, fucking VR is going to dominate. If they do it right, VR will absolutely dominate. They've already got us separated in our own fucking bedrooms, not talking to our families. You think putting a mask on in that bedroom is gonna fucking change anything?
You know what's gonna happen when that happens? I'm gonna be outside fucking lighting fires while you idiots in your fucking headsets.
I'm not gonna fucking be playing on the headset. I completely hope it doesn't happen. I know it will, because I can see it. I can see it happening. They already have the infrastructure in place. They have the technology to
don't think so.
establish it.
Don't
and they
you
already
dare take his side.
They already,
No,
they already
I'm not.
have,
I'm
they already
saying
have
there's
haptic
that.
feedback chest plates for you to put on, so that then it becomes a entire experience. So you're gonna sit here and tell me they're not driving this whole fucking don't talk to your friends anymore?
They're gonna drive it,
concept?
and then it's just gonna fade like it always does.
It won't.
It's gonna.
It won't.
It is.
It won't.
Guaranteed fucking TV.
No, absolutely not. The reason gaming didn't fade, the way that they said it was gonna fade back in the 80s is because you got to live a different life.
Yeah, that's a good
Okay.
point.
So VR is the next step.
Nah.
VR is absolutely. I can be Batman, bitch. Like I can be him, not just.
I'm
fucking,
already Batman,
Not
Arkham
control the character. I could be him.
Well,
every
you
experience
can't
that
control
Batman, every experience that Batman is going to feel between the chest plate that they're coming out with, haptic feedback on the controllers, and the headset, is going to completely revolutionize the way that I play Batman. Because now I'm actually concerned for my life. Because when the Joker punches me, I feel him punch me.
Yeah, you know who's gonna get to play that? All the rich motherfuckers. Not us poor ass motherfuckers are gonna get it.
It gets
Never.
cheaper and fucking
Never.
smaller. Yes. You have HD. You're talking about never going to happen. A movie theater was never going to be inside of your living room. You have HD in your living room now.
That's still in a movie theater.
Yes, it
It's
is.
an HD TV.
It's,
It's
an
just-
it's the same quality.
I'm just egging you on right now.
It's
We're
the
saying,
same
look, dude.
quality that you got from the movie theater.
All right. This has gone long enough. Please let us know in the comments, because God knows I want to know. Do you stand with Jay or do you stand with Nick?
No, they're all gonna disagree. But then when they're sitting as little puppets inside their little haptic feedback chair with their haptic feedback fucking chest plate, playing with their haptic feedback controllers and the haptic feedback fucking television screen on strapped to their haptic feedback eyeballs.
Hashtag Nick was right.
Hashtag no, they won't. They won't even fucking remember I had this conversation. They'd be like, I wish somebody would have warned us. Like that's
And then
what
I'd be
they'll
sitting
say.
there like, what did I tell you?
I wish somebody would have warned us, and I would have been there. I was telling you this the entire time. And Jay was like, I didn't want it to happen, but I knew it was going to happen.
And I still won't admit that. I'll be sitting there like, yep, you guys have fun with your stuff. I'll be sitting there doing my own thing.
And I'll be sitting there with my cane, waving it at Jay. I told you these whippersnappers.
Oh, it's gonna happen in 15 years.
Joke's on you. You're gonna die first.
Thank you for watching Microsoft. Make sure you check out the Inside Let's Play.
When's that coming out?
Inside tomorrow.
Inside tomorrow?
As of recording this, it comes out tomorrow.
So then check Back to the Inside.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
It should be up this past Thursday. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It should be up by the 30th.
Okay. All right. Thank you for joining us. And for everything gaming, always remember to tune in. And thank you. And game on.
Thank you. I've been trying to initiate an argument for fucking months. I finally got you one. God
Is it fun? Is it fun?
I love it because he's like, no. Just all fucking screaming in your face.
You want to break his legs?
No, I don't. It's just fucking disturbing because it's just like,